I'm Sarah Shraza. I'm the founder and CEO of BizB. It's the pioneering re-commerce platform that we built in Pakistan to help women buy and sell used clothes and accessories. And the primary idea was to help these women earn money through those unused clothes in their closet, save money, and also protect the earth one dress at a time by promoting sustainable fashion. The basic problem that we're solving for women is that women in Pakistan right now are spending more than $1,000 annually on clothing. And 50% of these clothes are rendered absolutely useless, and these women do not know what to do with these clothes. So we're helping them monetize these unused assets through our platform. We have a variety of categories, primarily driven towards women. We recently launched our kids line, but we have casual wear for women, accessories, shoes, party wear, and then we again recently launched our kids wear line, so that's doing really well. So these are our primary categories. Okay, so it's a true yet funny story. What happened was I was using my Facebook and I came about this post of a woman who had put up her wedding dress for sale. And so this idea is not very common and it's a bit novel in Pakistan. But I was getting married right about the same time and my parents were like throwing money away on clothes and stuff. So that idea made so much sense to me that, I could get my bridal in like 70% less of a price. So I started Googling as to whether there was a platform where I could have access to more of such clothes. And to my surprise, there was none. So I talked to the company that I was in. I talked to the founders of that company, and then I was like, I really think this idea could work, and I want to start this. And they said, go ahead. So that's primarily where I got the idea from. I started with bridals and party wear. Very quickly realized the customer made me realize that the demand was more driven towards casual wear. So then we went from BizBride to BizB in a matter of 6 weeks. So we've done a lot of pivoting since we started. So I am the solo founder of the company. We have a partner company which I just told you about. So they're by the name of Kodasan. They're a software company that have been in the market, in the Pakistani market for about 8 years. So I have access to their co-founders and they're basically tech founders. So their strength is technology and product development. My personal strength is business development. I have been a part of the core team of 2 other startups before BizB. One successful, one unsuccessful. So I kind of, through my experience in the past 7 years, learned what works for startups, what doesn't work for startup, how to use like the minimal amount of resources to get the maximized results. So that experience kind of really added value in my BizB journey. Other than that, I have digital marketing experience for a good 7 years. I've worked with multiple national, international clients. So that also, I built BizB primarily on digital, on social media. So all of these skill sets I feel really added. And then I have my CTO. She has 7 years of experience in product development. We have been working together for 7 years in multiple startups as well. So all of us collectively have diversified skill sets which are necessary to take BizB to the heights it deserves. We've been together actually, we've known each other since we were in 6th grade. We've been friends since then. We have professionally worked in similar companies. It's been a coincidence, it wasn't purposefully done. So we've been working together for a good 7 years. We worked in 2 startups together as well. She was on the tech side, I was in the business side. So when I started BizB, initially she was not a part of the team. But I kind of poached her 6 months into starting the company because I realized that I needed a tech person to kind of like manage my product. So I poached her, and then obviously she was like more than happy to join BizB, and yeah, we've been together since. So right now we're in Pakistan. We are running a pilot in Paris for an idea called upcycling, but that's just for data gathering. But primarily as a product, we're functional in Pakistan. We are projecting in the next 18 months to capture 200,000 users in the market. The SAM in Pakistan that we're targeting is 20.5 million women. Which makes this an approximate $1 billion market. Now, these are women who are between the age of 17 to 39, living in urban areas. These are working women, university-going women who are looking to constantly revamp their wardrobes, and also the Instagram generation who cannot be seen in the same dress twice on their feeds. So that's primarily the persona that we're targeting in Pakistan. Lucky enough, we came in the market at a time where globally the second-hand market blew up. So post-COVID, there was a global expansion when it came to the second-hand industry, primarily just to support sustainability in fashion, because fashion industry, I didn't even know before starting BizB that fashion industry is the second biggest polluting industry in the world after the oil industry. The Europeans and French particularly are the ones who started this entire movement where brands like Gucci and Versace came into promoting sustainable fashion, and then when COVID hit, people generally wanted to make more ethical consumption decisions, right? So this market grew into a $62 billion industry, even surpassing the fast fashion market, which is like a huge thing. And then it's projected to grow even more in the next 10 years. And in Pakistan, we saw that particularly this year, with the recession hitting, we saw our highest organic growth of 108, quarter growth of 108%. So showcasing that, you know, this idea more than a luxury has become a need of the time for people, not only in Pakistan, but globally as well. So our business model is primarily we charge a 20% transaction fee from our sellers upon each transaction. And women to date have earned more than $200,000 through our platform. And the most exciting part is that 75% of our sellers became financially inclusive after joining the platform. So we have 20,000 users on our platform. Last year, we closed at a GMV of $125,000. This year, we're projecting to close at $210,000 GMV. But in the next 18 months, we're projecting to take our 20,000 user base to 200,000. So in the next 6 to 12 months, we're basically seeing BizB become a name that becomes synonymous for secondhand buying in Pakistan. So that women, when they think about secondhand or when buying or selling, BizB is the first name that comes to their mind. Just like in Singapore, when people want to call a cab, they say, let's call it Grab. Or in Pakistan, when they want to call, again, a taxi, they don't call it taxi, they call it Uber or a Careem. So we want to become that for secondhand fashion for women in Pakistan. So we have a website by the name of www.bizb.store. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. We're most active on Instagram, but you can find out all about BizB on our website as well. We have our blogs and everything over there. I actually learned about Accelerating Asia through another startup that was a part of Accelerating Asia in Pakistan by the name of DevTalk. And they had nothing but amazing stuff to talk about, you guys. And when I'll be very honest, when I was applying, I was like, this is a long shot, but why not? Because I know that it's very competitive, the entire process. So I honestly thought it was a long shot, but I was like, you know, if I get in, that would be amazing. Because every startup that I talked to who was a part of Accelerating Asia had like nothing but amazing stuff to talk about, you guys. So that's why. And then I felt like this was the perfect time in my startup journey, that because I had like other business stuff almost figured out, I felt like this was the perfect time to accelerate the business and hyper grow it in our market, and also find strategic partnerships for global expansion. And the mentorship that I have gotten up till now has been amazing, and it's been very curated, so it's not been very generic. So it's very useful has been very useful for me up to now. Primarily, the reason for me wanting to join Accelerating Asia at this point of my startup journey was that I felt like this was the perfect time where I was in a position where I had like everything was figured out. I just needed the fuel to accelerate my growth in Pakistan. So I felt like this was the perfect time for Accelerating Asia to come into my journey and help me navigate that path that could help me become one of the biggest names in the second-hand industry in Pakistan. So from Accelerating Asia, the main support that I'm looking for is to help me refine my business to become more investor friendly, particularly, and also to help me find the loopholes in my business, which could help me strengthen the overall model. Just like, for example, up till now, there have been a lot of loopholes that I did have that have been highlighted, and very quickly, in a matter of 1 month, I have made a lot of pivots in my current business and from a product perspective as well. So I feel like these were the areas that I was looking for someone to really grind me on, and all of the mentors at Accelerating Asia are very excellent at it. They're very blunt, and so that's a good thing for us startups. One thing that is really that was kind of surprising for me as well when I joined Accelerating Asia was that no one really talked about my product. Whenever I was talking to a mentor or anyone, no one really kind of dove deep into the product and said, this is wrong, you need to fix this. Whenever someone would talk about the product, they'd be like, oh, it's a good website, because like on face it's a fine website. But when I came to Accelerating Asia, I was especially Alex, like he grinded me on my website. He's like, this is wrong, you need to fix it, you need to fix it. So it's kind of a reality check for me, but in a good way. So we're kind of now working on making those pivots from a product perspective to make it better. The only thing I would say to convince them is that if you are in, you are lucky. So if you're thinking twice about joining Accelerating Asia, then that's a big loss for you. Just getting in, I feel like that was one, by the way, what Def Talk told me. I was like, so you've been a part of Accelerating Asia, so how's it been? He was like, did you get in? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, what are you thinking about? And then he's like, you're lucky that you got in, you should just go for it. So I feel like that in itself was enough. And that is what I would tell everyone, because it has added so much in such a short period. It's only been a month for me, and it has added so much value. So over time, I'm sure that the value would amplify.